The discovery police made inside an apartment in Englewood, Colorado in the spring of 2023 was said to be the most gruesome they had encountered in decades. This disturbing scene was the starting point of an investigation that would uncover a horrific attack, a gruesome attempt at a cover-up, and an extremely unsettling motive.
Alright, so now I really want to know who the perpetrator is. Why? Because this man just said that he doesn't know what time he came home. And it seems like the perpetrators took time to try to clean the house. So this is one more extra thing that makes the old man from 87 years old suspicious. Awara, this is your boy Skimask Reacts, back with another video. You know how we do. My brother needs some Aston Martin, so subscribe to the channel, press the like button, and don't be a bitch, nigga. Speak your mind out in the comment. Alright man, today we're back with another crime video. The title of the video is Man Finds Family Dismembered in His Own Home. So the creator of this video is Just Start Lounge. Without further ado, sit back, relax, and laugh with the nigga. Oh wait, don't laugh. Cause the shit ain't funny, nigga.
The discovery police made inside an apartment in Englewood, Colorado in the spring of 2023 was said to be the most gruesome they had encountered in decades.
Garbage cans.
This disturbing scene was the starting point of an investigation that would uncover a horrific attack, a gruesome attempt at a cover-up, and an extremely unsettling motive.
I'm sorry, you what?
I found my daughter and my wife. Somebody killed them in the apartment. They have been murdered.
Hi there, I'm Kevin, and welcome to Just Thought Lounge. Today's case takes us just outside of Denver, where a pleasant spring evening turned into a horror show for the residents of one building on Englewood Parkway. This tragic story is a reminder that you never know what your neighbors may be up to. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look. Indeed.
Englewood, Colorado is a city in the Denver metro area, close to both the downtown and the Rocky Mountains. The population is diverse, merging those seeking an urban life with a suburban feel. The area has a strong focus on community. On March 25th, 2023, at approximately 6 p.m., the Englewood Police Department received a call from a local resident.
911, where's your emergency?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. This is Reggie McLaren. I'm calling from Art Walk Apartments, apartment N308. I came around 3 o'clock and I found my wife and my daughter murdered.
I'm sorry, you what?
I found my daughter and my wife. Somebody killed them in the apartment. They have been murdered.
Okay, how do you know that they're dead?
Well, I am here. They are dead, you know, because the guy, whoever entered, he was trying to take them in a trash can or take away, but he couldn't do it. So I need.
Are your wife and daughter still inside the apartment?
Inside the apartment.
I'm getting help to you, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, first thing. I hope I will never be in this situation, but a couple of times I see like on the phone calls, they are very, I don't want to say chill, but they are not stressed out. I don't know if it's, you know, in that situation you can still keep it together, or it's just shock that he keeps calm. I don't know, man, but I couldn't imagine being calm in that situation.
Okay, and how were they injured? Can you tell?
Well, ma'am, I am very disturbed. I have no idea.
81-year-old Reginald McLaren explained that he had been
81-year-old? I thought this man was like in his 40s or something. 81? I heard that correct?
81-year-old Reginald McLaren explained that he had been absent from his apartment for a couple of hours. During that time, someone had entered and killed his wife, 70-year-old Bethany McLaren, and his 35-year-old disabled daughter, Ruth. Reggie speculated that the killer had planned to move the two victims from the home by carrying them in large trash cans. It seemed that task had been abandoned partway through, however, and the killer had fled. One of his nephews was the likely perpetrator, he claimed. He provided two of their names to the operator. He said they were both involved in gang activity.
But why? Why? If you say that, you also need to have some clarification. Like, why? Because you're going to be the first suspect. So if you're going to blame somebody else without a reasonable suspicion, that is going to be suspicious on your side.
Were they hurt? Were they shot? Were they stabbed? Can you tell me how they were injured?
They were stabbed. Not stabbed, somebody used a hammer or... I don't know, my daughter's purse, their IDs were gone. All the things are upside down,
Partway through the call, Reggie became confused, and he could not recall how long he had been at home before placing the phone call.
Okay, and how long ago did you find them? What time did you come home and find them?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I have no idea.
For me personally, I understand, man. All those questions, that shit is bullshit, man. You see it, yeah, what the fuck are we gonna talk about? But on the other side, in combination with what he just said, he was blaming his cousins. In combination with this, it's kind of suspicious for me. Let me know what you think.
And you're in N as in Nancy?
You go? Yeah.
When the Englewood police officers reached the apartment door, they found Reginald inside, alone. They entered and began to clear the apartment.
I'm with you, Brian.
After ensuring that the home was safe, the officers returned to the living room and kitchen area where two large trash bins lay flat on the floor. One just inside the door, and the second slightly further into the room near the sofa.
Fuck. Garbage cans.
Why is this guy out of breath, man? They did nothing. They went in the house, cleared the house, and this guy is already out of breath. I would like to see how he's shaped, because this is, for a police officer, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. They didn't do nothing.
Fuck. Yeah. Jesus Christ. There's a closet right here.
House is clear. We got just like at least one confirmed so far.
Two.
You have two of them?
There's two.
You want that one too?
Yep.
In each one of the large bins were Bethany and Ruth McLaren. Both appeared to have suffered extensive injuries and showed no signs of life. One of them had been dismembered before being placed into the smaller container. A single paramedic was promptly called to the scene to give a formal time of death.
And it's in Nora, 308 is the apartment number. Sounds like husband came home, finds his wife and daughter deceased. They both have been shoved into a trash can apiece. So it looks like, by all appearances, it looked like whoever did this was trying to put the bodies in the trash can and take them whoever. Husband seems to think he knows who did it. We're trying to talk with him. He's pretty shook up, obviously. But yeah, you might want to call the troops on out, sir.
Imagine being 83 or 87 years old, and just at that age, your wife's getting killed. You survived all your life, 87 years. And at that age, some people need to kill your wife. And your daughter. Shit.
Officers found the home surprisingly empty. There was a large stack of boxes next to the kitchen containing most of the family's personal belongings. Suitcases lined the wall in the master bedroom. It looked as though the McLarens had either very recently moved into the home or were in the process of moving out. There were also signs that the attack that led to Bethany and Ruth's death had taken place in the main living space. What appeared to be blood dripped from the kitchen garbage bin. Pieces of hair were also visible.
Just FYI, the sofa's covered in blood.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that, and if you look underneath those bed sheets and stuff, that pillow's covered in blood, and they probably were hiding something underneath there as well.
Considering the extent of the women's injuries, the rest of the home was relatively clean. The kitchen and bathroom sinks, as well as the bathtub, showed indications of a cleanup.
It would appear that whoever did this took extensive steps to clean up the crime scene, as well as purchased, it looks like they either purchased or found 2 large trash cans in a significant amount of blood splatters like that. Again, it looks like whoever did this tried to clean it up.
All right, so now I really want to know who the perpetrator is. Why? Because this man just said that he doesn't know what time he came home. And it seems like the perpetrators took time to try to clean the house. So this is one more extra thing that makes the old man from 87 years old suspicious. Hey, it's a strange world, you never know.
There were a few items of particular interest. The bins, obviously, which showed no signs of dirt or wear, suggesting they were quite new. An axe was found sitting just inside the closet door next to the unit's boiler. It had not been wiped clean. A handsaw also sat out, though not as dirtied as the axe.
Yeah.
It too would later be determined to be a key implement used in the crime. Police did not locate a hammer.
Wife and daughter.
What notes? Oh, no. Who's the guy who just came out of here?
That's the wife or the husband and dad.
So husband found wife and daughter.
And so he thinks he knows who it is, something about a hammer.
We probably need to do at least a quick Miranda on him and just talk to him and see what information we can get. If the suspect's out, on about, if he's under danger to the public, we need to find that out as quickly as possible.
Okay.
I'm not a police, but I know that's gonna be the steps. Nobody need to tell me what to do in this situation, if that was the case. Of course you need to talk to him. Of course you need to Mirandize him. Yeah. Just saying though.
How does he know this? How does he know he knows who did it? That type of
Same
thing.
questions we have.
Reginald McLaren was escorted down the hallway on his way to the station to speak further with detectives. The elderly man was feeling ill from the experience, but was able to articulate a few key facts about the suspects.
And you fainted. Holy. Yeah, I'm gonna behave. He's taking him to the station? Yep. They can meet there. Okay.
Does he have suspect info?
He says he does, yes.
Do they live here?
Good. Do they live, these 2 suspects, or does your nephew live here?
No. They are right here with you. They are no bigger person.
Yeah, we'll do.
But wait, I just noticed something. If I think it is this man, how will he bring in 2 garbage bins? You cannot stack them in each other. So it seems like a lot of work for one old man.
He says he thinks this is nephews, so they're in gangs, and
Okay.
got dog it all.
Do they live here?
Do they live at your apartment? No.
Okay. Do they live in this complex?
We used to live 720. That's the just
720.
205.
just close to your police station.
Hey, just a little bit. We got a quick suspect info. Not on site here. Possibly used to live near the station on Jefferson.
While speaking in the hallway, Reginald McLaren told police that before calling 911, he had passed out. Reggie suffered from pre-existing medical conditions, which included heart issues. The ordeal of discovering his wife and daughter so brutally murdered was clearly taking its toll on him. Reggie was transported to the Swedish Medical Center in Englewood for treatment. Meanwhile, officers and investigators back at the building began learning what they could about the McLaren family. 70-year-old Bethany was also known by her Nepalese name, Pavitra. She was born in a small hill town in eastern India and attended a Christian missionary school as a child. As a young adult, Bethany launched an exceptional career, joining the army as a nurse and eventually reaching the rank of captain. In 1986, she married Reginald McLaren, and the two moved to Denver. About a year later, they welcomed their daughter, Ruth Jennifer. She was diagnosed with cerebral palsy and epilepsy, as well as other conditions that left her physically weak. She continued to live with her parents as an adult, though Ruth had big dreams of gaining more independence and a career of her own. She was studying law with the ambition of becoming a lawyer. Neighbors knew few details about the family, aside from them being pleasant in passing and that they frequently kept their door open while they cooked deliciously scented meals. Nearly everyone interviewed by police gave a similar response. The McLarens were a quiet and polite family.
You want to talk to the neighbor as well. I say that because I think Will has actually spoken to the gentleman back here. Make sure that's
Okay, and his name is Will?
His name is Will. Will and Kim, they both live in that unit. I hope they're okay.
Will and Ken living in one unit.
To be 100% honest with you, mom and daughter are deceased. And so we're trying to figure out what is going on. So that's why I'm asking you so many.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess I could have led with that before I started asking you, when are you coming back?
No, it's fair.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, okay.
Neighbor Will told officers that he was one of the few residents of the building that would speak with Reggie on a regular basis.
Are you Will? Yeah. All right, Will. So she kind of gave you a little rough idea.
It's kind of creepy though too because I don't even know dude's name.
Sure.
A day or two earlier, the older man told Will that he was moving out of the building that Saturday, the same day that he would instead find his family murdered. Curiously, Will had seen Reggie come and go from the building that morning without any boxes or belongings. He showed no signs of moving from his apartment.
He came over to me the other day while I was smoking in the garage. He was like, can you do me a favor? We're moving up on Saturday. And I was like, okay. And he was like, if it's after hours, can I drop off the keys to you? And I was like, okay. I told him my apartment number. And then we saw him walking around this morning, and then I hear all this shit. It's like,
Okay. What time?
Not only was Reggie not showing signs of moving out as he had planned, there was one other unsettling aspect of his conversation with his neighbor. When he spoke to Will about his plans, he used the singular in his description. He was moving away, not they.
but did say I'm going overseas.
Wow. Y'all know what I'm thinking right now? Wow. Did this grandpa hire his cousins to kill his family for him? Because let me explain. He said immediately that he thinks that it's his cousins, 2 cousins. He said something about a hammer. And now he was talking to his neighbor in the singular term. So, that makes me think that he hired his cousins to do the job for him. Because he was planning on leaving his house alone. He was planning to move out alone. Am I wrong, or what you guys think, man? This is gonna be a good video, man.
So I didn't.
Like I'm as in singular?
Yeah, it became singular.
Okay.
A neighbor from across the hallway reported seeing Reggie leave his apartment just before 4 p.m. that afternoon. He walked out to his vehicle, only to return a moment later. She found it odd that he locked his apartment door for such a short trip. Perhaps he had simply forgotten something. The timing of that trip was deeply suspicious. Officers on scene began voicing doubts that the day's events had unfolded as they were told. It did not appear likely that the scene inside the apartment, from dismemberment to cleanup, could have occurred within a period of only 2 hours.
I didn't see if there was any warmth to them or not, but
I didn't either.
I don't think this was done in 2 hours.
In addition, Reginald had claimed to have been absent from his home for some time before discovering his wife and daughter. Officers now had a witness who claimed that he had never actually left.
We need to find this car.
Are you good? Need to find a car?
We need to find a car.
Why?
Around 3:55 today, she was going to the store. She saw him walk to the car. He had locked the door, walked to the car. Doesn't know what he did in the car, but he came back.
What kind of car is it?
It's a white sedan, possibly on the same floor that we're at. They have a...
Go look for it.
The neighbor assisted officers in locating Reginald's vehicle in the building parking lot. When they took a look inside, they found the back seats pushed all the way down, most likely to accommodate a large object.
Yeah, but I don't even know if that's it because it had 2 American flags up here. But it looks like this model. But that's my car.
It's flat.
Stay with this car, don't let me touch it.
Yep.
It was possible that Reginald's vehicle was prepared to hold boxes for his house move, though none of the family's items had actually been packed into the car. Officers speculated that he may have just transported home 2 large garbage bins.
I was going to go over that. I have to go to Walmart and see.
Wow, let me tell you again what I think, man. This man, I don't know if his cousins did it or not, but anyways, this man was trying to clean up the house. He was trying to put the bodies in the trash bin, in the garbage bin. But he's an old man, he's 87 years old, so he didn't succeed. He need to lift the bin also. And that's why he took a bin, because he cannot lift nothing. He needs something that he can roll. So, or he left the car seats down because he still needs to fit the trash bins, or he was gonna put the trash bins just at front of the house. But that's what I think that happened. Now let's see what they're gonna say, man. Let's see what they're gonna find out.
So he purchased 2 large trash cans recently, or Home Depot or whatever. Those trash cans are pretty brand new to me.
Are they?
Well, the wheels don't look really scuffed up.
You can send some over to Walmart, see if they got the same brand.
Yeah, these are brand new.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They look brand new to me. And there's no dirt on them. There's no scuff marks.
Investigators did not find the bins were purchased at the nearby Walmart. They found them at Home Depot. The suspicion that it was Reginald McLaren that purchased them proved correct. Speculation that he had done so in a panic, perhaps after committing the murders and seeking to cover up his crime, appeared to be false. When investigators located the transaction, they found that Reggie had made this shopping trip weeks in advance on March 9th. They spoke with the employee who processed the sale.
Oh, I remember the trash cans.
Yes.
And he had a mask on, so I really didn't see much of his face, but I do remember the 2 trash cans. I do remember asking him if he lived in Denver City County, how come they're not providing trash cans for him? And I didn't quite understand his answer because he was muttering kind of underneath that mask.
Store cameras showed Reggie selecting the 2 bins before continuing on to the tool section. There, he pulled a handsaw from the rack and carried it with him to the checkout.
The transaction receipt shows that he also bought a handsaw. Did he say what the purpose of the handsaw was?
No, I didn't ask him.
Okay.
About the saw. He wasn't impatient like with me carrying on a conversation, trying to get out.
Right.
Quickly. He just kind of seemed like a normal old man. Not in a hurry.
One apartment, only a few doors down from the McLarens, had a functioning Ring doorbell camera. From this footage, investigators could piece together a timeline of Reginald's movements and the planning that he undertook to kill his wife and daughter. On March 9th, nearly 2 full weeks prior to the murders, he left on his shopping trip for Home Depot. Reginald would make a few other stops as well. A separate store where he sourced the axe, which was later found bloodied in the closet. Police would also recover 2 new gas canisters, assumed to have been purchased as part of the scheme, though never put to use. On the morning of March 25th, hours before he would call the police to his home, Reginald made a few short trips from the apartment, often carrying a small object, likely keys, in his hand. Just as witnesses had described, he did not appear to be moving out. He was not carrying large objects. Officers would find, however, that he had been disposing of evidence. In the building's dumpsters, they made a discovery.
I'm gonna hand you bags. You got a knife? I got a knife. We're gonna cut bags, start going through them. Oh. 205. Hey, I found a cut-up Social Security card for a Bethany McLaren and a partial cut-up Colorado ID that appears to be the same in this dumpster down here.
After sifting through mounds of trash, officers found most of the pieces of Bethany and Ruth McLaren's IDs, the same ones that Reginald had noted were missing on his 911 call earlier that day. It was deduced that Reggie cut up and disposed of the IDs as a fake motive for his family's killings, which he planned to pin on his nephews. The neighbor's doorbell camera caught Reggie returning to his apartment that day for the last time at 4:57 p.m. He would place the call to emergency services roughly an hour later. Only 3 hours after Reginald called the Englewood PD to his home, detectives sat down with him to discuss what they had learned. They found him at the Swedish Medical Center receiving treatment. Though the elderly man kept up his story about his ill-intentioned gangbanging nephews for several hours, he conceded quickly when confronted. Reggie explained that he had been employed at Hospital Shared Services, but had recently been let go. Unemployed and with no prospect for more work, he had no money left and was facing eviction from his home. Rather than see his family homeless, he killed them. As part of his work, Reginald routinely interacted with homeless people, he said. He knew what a miserable life it was. He told detectives that he knew they were in a better place now. He had no regrets. Reginald stored the axe, the handsaw, and the 2 trash bins in his apartment. He said that morning his wife and daughter were sitting on the couch, and he struck both of them in the head with the axe, knocking them unconscious. Autopsies would show that he struck them repeatedly with the axe.
Well, I have to say, man, I thought this guy was too old to be swinging an axe. I thought he was too old to even put some force, but here we see it, man. 87 years old, and this guy just killed 2 people. 2 people. Wow. Wow.
Reggie told detectives that he had continued until he knew they were dead. After, their bodies did not fit in the trash cans, so he used the saw to remove arms and legs. Though, after all of this, the bins were too heavy and he could not move them. He told his doctor at the medical center that evening that after killing his family, he experienced pain in his chest, extending down his left arm, and he collapsed.
Thank you for all this information. I need as much as I can now, but I appreciate that. Can you tell me what happened today? Okay. How you ended up in the hospital?
Oh, well, you know I did a mistake in this
Right. I heard that you went home and that you found some of your family there. Is that correct? Well, okay, I see.
Well, you know, Doug,
I'm not trying to be a jerk.
no, it's all right. I have been here for 40 years, and I'm 82.
82, okay.
And I take care of my family very simply. And family keep pressing me to take an apartment, and
go there, and I had no rent, and then I had some money. Still, I have $8,000 in my briefcase at home, but that was only for 1 month. And to sign a lease for 15 months. Anyhow, to cut this to be short up, I didn't want to see my family on the street begging. I don't want to see, no matter what happens. But I just can't, because I see people on the road, homeless, and that's a miserable situation to get outside. And I also want to die.
So you killed him?
No.
Both of you. And then you passed out, is that correct?
Then I passed out.
So you had chest pain at that time?
Yes.
And
I don't know what to see, the family. I was with them for 36 years.
Sure.
I was 35, so 36 years old. But I don't want to see my children begging bread on the street and get homeless. How my daughter can live even for 1 day if she's a homeless, she is cerebral palsy patient. She needs medication.
On March 29th, a few days following the murders, Englewood Police Division Chief Tracy Jones held a press conference to announce the arrest of Reginald McLaren. After being formally arrested, the elderly man was taken to the Arapahoe County Jail, where he awaited trial.
During the course of that investigation, it was determined that both victims were killed with an axe, and one of the victims had been dismembered with a saw. You know, some of our detectives have been detectives for 20 years, and they described this as one of the most gruesome crime scenes that they've ever been a part of. Our officers who responded, obviously we're taking their mental health into consideration, and we're getting them all the help and resources that they need.
Have you guys, through investigation, been able to determine the credibility of his statement that they were going to be homeless that day?
I think that is all part of the investigation that we're trying to determine if that was in fact the case.
Reginald pleaded not guilty to 2 charges of first-degree murder, 2 counts of tampering with a deceased human body, as well as false reporting. He went to trial in June 2024. Reggie's defense argued that he had obviously not been thinking clearly in March 2023. Witnesses testified that they noticed him distraught, irrational, and incoherent around the time of the deaths. Furthermore, he truly believed that his family was in deep financial trouble, when that was not, in fact, the case. The McLarens had insurance, savings, some income, and were up to date on bills. They likely would have been just fine. Reginald McLaren was found guilty on all counts. On July 10th, 2024, he was given 2 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole.
The prosecution had a very good case, and they just reiterated all the pre-planning that had gone into these murders. He had purchased the axe, the saw, and the trash cans. I think I was hoping to try to understand why these 2 murders had occurred, but I left without any answers.
I'm also wondering, like, why did this happen, man? Because the police said that the financial situation was not that bad. So, what could the reason be that he did it, man? At 82 years old. Why would he do that? It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. Shit, did you see it coming from the beginning? Or did you thought that it was somebody else? Because I quickly, like 10 minutes, I was thinking like, hey, this is a little bit too suspicious for the old man. You know, everything that he said, etc. So let me know what you guys thought. You know where to find me tomorrow on the same place, the same time, and the same channel. You know how we do, man. I'm out.